Most of us get caught up in this trap of being perfect, of trying to live this perfect life, of never making mistakes, because we're afraid of being judged by these mistakes. Well, what happens to us in childhood? We make mistakes, and we get embarrassed by our peers, and that lives with us for the rest of our lives, that we feel like we are inadequate if we make mistakes. And this is such false thinking. All this serves us is with inaction, because your life will never be perfect unless you learn to take action. And the movers and shakers of this world are the ones who take action more and think a lot less. Think less about the negative consequences of what could happen, what could go wrong. They just do it and have a positive frame of mind on the outcome, envisioning that it will work out for them. And so we try to live this positive, perfect life. But what it is basically we have dreams. We visualize these dreams, but we are so caught up in the analysis of it, so caught up in the mind weighing the energy, the effort, the cost, the time. What goes into constructing this perfect plan is to make this vision into a reality. So let me give you an analogy of what it's like. It's basically like you're at the bottom of a beautiful crystalline staircase, and the top is where the gold is, where the prize is. The majestic nirvana that you want to achieve. You want to get up there, but you have these muddy boots on with spikes on the bottom, and you are so afraid that if you take one step that you're going to mess up that crystalline staircase. This is the visualization of the perfect life in your mind, and so you keep it there. You keep the crystalline staircase in your mind because you are so petrified to screw it up, because it's just safer to look at it. Safer to look at it than it is to go out and mess up that crystal staircase. Because that's what life is. Life is you wearing these muddy boots with spikes on them, and you're going to make mistakes. You're going to scrape your knees. You're going to fall flat on your face over and over again. You can be embarrassed in certain moments if you let yourself, if you let people dictate what you're supposed to feel. But if you keep your eyes on the prize, you will achieve something that no one else will, because they didn't have their minds, they didn't have their willpower and the guts to go out there and do it themselves. They didn't have the effort to go out and risk messing up that crystal staircase that they have created in their minds. And so this comfort of having this visualization of what the future could look like, what you could have accomplished, how many of you will actually put this into motion and actually go out there and do it, and actually achieve it? That number is far less than those who could say, I could have done it. I did do that. Minuscule, a tiny percentile of 1%, because this is such a rare quality to just go out and do something, to reach the top when you're going to screw up that staircase. You're going to make mistake after mistake and scratch it up. You're going to muddy it up. But when you're on the top, you're going to look back and say, wow, this was a mess. This was a long path, but wow. This was difficult, and I made it. And it's not even the gold at the top, at the point that you reached anymore, but it's how you climbed the staircase that gives you the feeling that you did something that no one else did. You see the whole world in a new light. You have this vision at your fingertips because your character is now forged, of an iron will, because you went through the mud. You went through the obstacles. You went through the heartache. You went through the tears. You went through the fatigue. You went through the discomfort. You went through the exhaustion to become who you are today. To become who you are now. And that, my family, is the prize.